And they foster conservation, they foster community togetherness, and they also foster economic development. The geoparks form part of UNESCO's programs. We're all aware of World Heritage, and we're also aware of Man in the Biosphere, especially down in the Esperance region. And a new program that's less than 10 years old at UNESCO level is this thing called geoparks, but already there's 229 geoparks at a global level around the world in 50 countries. And they're there to foster sustainable development. So they're great vehicles for bringing about sustainable development in a region. Now, geoparks foster sustainable development, as I said. They increase community awareness in their own region and pride. That's another massive takeout for geoparks. And the third thing is that they're a powerful marketing tool because each geopark around the world cross-promotes every other one. A lot of economic developments and benefits. You can see this from a number of countries here around the world that have found the establishment of geoparks in their communities. They've really benefited hugely economically. That is one of the drivers to bring about economic development in a region where there is greater potential for greater economic development in the future. And just for example, in February, in Ireland, the country Ireland, the whole European Union put in 23 million euros into 4 areas for cross-border tourism, the first one being a UNESCO Global Geopark. So they do attract money. So as I said here, 229 UNESCO Global Geoparks in 50 countries right now, and in those geoparks, about 70 million visitors per year. There are about 1,000 geoparks in the world. We're just talking about the ones that are global level there. And that's where they all are, but you'll see a big gap. There are none in Australia. So Geoparks Western Australia, chaired by, in the front row, Dr. Alan Briggs, and with Tracy Shea as our secretary and other board members in the room, we're here to try and change that. We want to bring geoparks into Australia because we see the huge benefit that they bring to regions through local government areas. And geoparks are not like national parks where they lock up an area and kick out the indigenous people. That's what happens. Geoparks can sit over the top of a city, like Perth, or they can sit over a remote area. They can sit over the top of a national park. So they've got artificial boundaries. They start with the geology of an area and then look for potential in the environment, in society, and in the economy. And they're powered by geotourism. Now, traditional tourists that are going out into natural areas around the world today are not just eco-tourists that want to learn about the plants and the animals. They want to know about the land. They want to know about the climate and how they work together to shape the plants and the animals that are there on the landscape. And then they want to know how all those four have interacted to bring about the cultural connection to that area, how people have lived there in the past, the traditional indigenous people and their cultures, and then why have we got the European or latter overlay of people there today. So it tells the whole story. And you can see there it's on the right hand side. It's a holistic approach to presenting an area, whether that be the city of Perth or one of the 51 LGAs in the Australian Golden Outback area. So there are a number of levels of geoparks. Yep. Done the same to my presentation that to the previous one. It's one hell of a difference there. At a global level, we've got the global geoparks, we've got national level geoparks in different countries and state level geoparks. I just want to focus on now for the rest of the presentation on what's happening here in WA. And you can see there that we've got a number in the lower southwest area, that's all on the right hand side, but we also have in Australia's Golden Outback region region, the Murchison there in the red. So let's have a look here. The Murchison sells itself as ancient lands and brilliant skies, and it is a collaboration in the style of what Marcus has just been sharing of 7 shires out there in this great outback region. And so these 7 shires have come together and formed now the Murchison Georegion and Future Geopark. It all started with a FACET conference like this, but held out in Mount Magnet back in 2009. And then it took from then to 2020 to actually launch the Murchison Georegion. And as a result of that, there was huge amounts of publicity which were garnered from the launch and establishment of that georegion. And we got 2 full pages in the West Travel Supplement with Stephen Scoutfield. We got a lot of airplay on ABC News and regional news around Australia. And today we've got all these things here occurring as a result of having the geopark. So there's a booklet, a trail, a booklet here, a sign. We've got signage in the region, a website, and an app. And what's one of the best things is the local people that got behind it. And in this case, the Ballymire Indigenous people or regions. I remember when Wendy and myself were out there many years ago, and we were trying to sell this georegion, geopark concept to the local Aboriginal people. They were saying, oh, look, you know, we don't think this will work, maybe it's just a European concept. By the end of it, they got what it was all about, and today their outworking is amazing. So in the Grants, which is just outside of Mount Magnet, there for the first time in their generational history, the grandfathers, the fathers, and the young people who worked together to create this Aboriginal attraction. Look at their signage, it's just world class. And if you have a look here, right in the distance up on the hill there, you'll see a piece of sculpture artwork that placed there. I've just circled it there in red, and now put Wendy beside it so you can see how big it is. There it is there today. So, you know, this is what's happened as a result of the geopark. The town of Mount Magnet has these flags here, they've got merchandise there, and they're really going ahead. I want to skip to now the Sunset Coast Potential Geopark, which is a collaboration of the cities of Joondalup, Wanneroo and Stirling, and they're all the economic people are here, drivers of that are here in the room today. We held in the city of Wanneroo back in 2021 a national workshop there, and this is the proposed Sunset Coast Geopark, and you can see here quite a few of the things that will be there. So it's not just about geology, it's about ecotourism, astrotourism, it's about cultural tourism, heritage tourism, etc. So Carolyn, where are you? I can't see you. You're sitting here somewhere. Oh, right at the back. Who's a FACET board member and also a board member of Destination Perth. I'm just borrowed your journey here for how you see the city of Wanneroo going forward towards a geopark, and it starts at the bottom, and there maybe one day will be a UNESCO global geopark. Down in the Peel region, and we have Anita Kane here today, who's executive officer of or general manager of Visit Mandurah, and of course Mandurah being the #1 tourist town in Australia. But we're creating there, again with the Indigenous people there, the Aboriginal people, the Bindra Peel Geopark. We started with the Geo Trail, and that was highly successful. It was launched in October. This Geo Drive Trail, there's a pamphlet on the right hand side. It goes through the 3 shires there, the city of Mandurah, Shire of Murray, Shire of Waruna. And at the launch there, you know, you might think, oh, a little geo trail, what's going to happen there? Well, we had 2 ministers, state ministers there, David Templeman and Don Punch, and we also had 2 other MPs, a whole raft of CEOs, absolutely there supporting our work. Geoparks attract funding. There's probably been between $400,000 and $500,000 worth of government money being allocated to geoparks over the last 10 years. So that's the Geo Trail that's occurring in that region, and the forerunner of ultimately a geopark. I want to sort of move to a finish now by talking about Australia's only geopark, Narra. So Narra is only in one shire, Shire of Narra, and 4 years ago, Wendy and I were in the town, we saw nothing much was happening. We spoke to a local shop owner and said, you need to do something here. He caught the vision, Mark White, and 4 years later, they've got Australia's first geopark, and they're going hard to be Australia's first UNESCO global geopark. There is on the left there with the Shire. They both went to Vietnam to a global geoparks conference in September last year. They are now applying for a massive hundreds of $1,000s grant to put a huge stack display at the start of their town, and they're preparing for application for global status because they can see the benefits of the geopark being a vehicle for bringing about greater community involvement, greater community pride, environmental benefits, sustainable development, and especially economic development. So geoparks are vehicles for all these things. 2 minutes, I'll be finished, Ryan. I can see you getting edgy. Strengthening communities, safeguarding heritage, and because they're a UNESCO concept, they must involve work of schools and universities in scientific research. It's about cultural revival, it's about Indigenous enterprise, creating thriving regions, building resilience, and a supportive global network. So geoparks are growing in number around the world. They offer communities a path towards economic resilience. We're working to establish those here in Western Australia, and our aim is to convert those local geoparks to UNESCO global geoparks. And 2 slides to finish. This one here, in 2009, I was in Portugal, one of the poorest countries in Europe. I was in one of the most remote regions or parts of Portugal, and they had just become a global geopark. I was there speaking at a conference, and the old people in the region, probably my age now, they were saying the geopark had brought about a massive resurgence in their community, economic resilience. They now had geo-cuisine, geo-hotels. They had their young people staying. They had cultural resurgence in their language, their dance, etc. So I know that geoparks work. So just to finish, geoparks work. There's over 1,000 of them worldwide, 229 at the global level. Just in those 229, 70 million people visit per year. Now it's currently the only geopark in Australia, and others are either in progress or planned, and we will welcome any inquiries from anyone because geoparks work. They are fantastic. That's it. Thanks very much.